Hey guys, Hens here. So, Dead by Daylight just posted on the forums, many more specifically, the Dead by Daylight Quality Initiative 2025. This is something that a lot of people have been waiting and asked for. And let's dive right in what is being said. The Dead by Daylight team announces several roadmap updates and previews a lineup of gameplay changes, quality of life updates, and general game health improvements to come. Dead by Daylight is going to be undergoing a substantial quality of life initiative, which should address many long-standing concerns and frustrations our players have been experiencing. So if you've been around at the end of last year, the Labor of Love Award was kind of memed on a lot because the game is actually in a pretty bad state when it comes to quality of life and general just the state of the game. There are a lot of bugs, there are a lot of issues that haven't been addressed at all for years. And yeah, looks like this has led to some improvements at least. This is the quality of life updates. I also made a video on the state of the game with me stating it's not ready for FNF, it's not ready for having that many new players coming in because the quality of the game and the game is just in a relatively bad spot. So that is super cool. This initiative will take place over the course of 2 phases. The first phase runs from April to June. That is before the FNF update, while the second runs from July to December. For a full look at what's scheduled, check out the roadmap below. So in the first phase, from April to June, we have anti-slugging and surrender options, gamma settings. Console players are gonna love this. I've been asking for this for a long time. I think nobody should have to look at how dark base TBD is. And poor console players, man, I think they deserve some vibrance, they deserve some gamma, so good on them. Go next prevention. Interesting. So they want to do something about the go next epidemic. That is good to see. I mean, it's like the devs always react to those things. They're just very, very slow. Hiding and body blocking prevention. Cool. I mean, yeah, don't care that much. Spawn rules and map offering balancing. Well. Spawn rules and map offering balancing. Some maps have very odd spawns. Sometimes you spawn together as 4 men, and sometimes you spread out in every corner of the map. This has a massive impact on how the game is going to go from that point onwards. Because if survivors spawn naturally split, they're in a way better position because they naturally already do the right thing, which is not free. If you spawn together, you need to split. If you don't split, you're in big trouble. So yeah. Improved AFK bots, whatever that means. Quality of life, bulk, blood point spending. Blood point spending takes way too long, and I'm so glad that there's finally going to be an option to speed this up. New quest system. The quests in Dead by Daylight are miserable. I don't even collect my dailies. I don't care for them. They're just there. I don't care for 20k blood points. Yes, please better quests. More park presets. Don't care that much. Preview your parks in lobby. Ooh. Okay, interesting. To accommodate the scope of this initiative, we have decided to delay several of our upcoming releases, including chapters, rifts, events, modifiers, and collections. This means there will not be a PDB tomorrow, but rest assured, we did not make this decision lightly. So, finally, a lot of people have been asking for this, the health update. And yeah, this means there's a delay on content that is gonna where everyone can focus on just making the game better for a period of time. Get quality of life back in Dead by Daylight. This is what the game needs, and I'm so glad that we are on the same page here. We feel confident that delaying the upcoming releases to prioritize quality of life initiative will ultimately make Dead by Daylight stronger than ever. We're always listening to our players. This has, okay, always is like a strong word, but yeah. And this has been a long time coming. True, I agree. Well said. This has been a long time coming. There were several things that need to be addressed. Very much so. And yeah, this is very exciting. Looking for a more comprehensive breakdown on everything lined up for phase 1, we got you covered. Yes, sir. Surrender state. The team has been working on a surrender feature. That is really good. So the amount of times I've been bled out in the last 2 weeks is kind of ridiculous. That might be because I'm a streamer. Like, some people obviously know that they're playing against me and they might not like me for several reasons. That is okay. Which should limit player frustration on both sides. To get it right, we first needed to identify a situation where its use would be most appropriate, leading to 2 scenarios. All remaining survivors have been slugged. All remaining survivors are bots. Okay, that's never gonna happen. So this pretty much only for survivor. It's like Oh my god, I had one game where I only play against bots. But interesting. I mean, I would still play it out properly, but sure. Once these instances occurs, players will be able to use the surrender option, ending the trial while retaining the blood points they've earned and escaping the DC penalty. Cool. I mean, yeah, on Killer, this is probably never going to happen. I had that once, I think, in the entire time of me playing Dead by Daylight, where everyone disconnected. Cool. Gamma adjustments. Players, Dead by Daylight can be a little dark, not just thematically. Yes, that is so true, and sometimes excessive darkness can hinder playability. That is so true. Some people have light shining on the monitor. I have a window right next to me that I cannot possibly close up. And yeah, if I play during the day, I have light shining on my monitor. So if I play base DBD, I cannot see anything. And everyone has different conditions. Every monitor is different. Allowing people to adjust their brightness is huge because there's no way everyone plays under the same condition. Even if you offer the same lighting, there's no way everyone sees the same. Which is why horror games usually has a slider off the start where you should adjust your brightness so you can barely see that one thing. There's a reason for that, because nobody has the same conditions. Go next prevention. The go next expression refers to instances where survivor deliberately does everything in their power to quickly go to their next game, including walking up to the killer and standing still, running to hook, and repeatedly pointing at it, or most commonly intentionally failing skill checks while on hook. To disincentivize and properly penalize this behavior, we'll be implementing measures that will help us identify when a player is attempting to go next. Once identified, they will receive a disconnecting penalty and lose an entire grade. Damn. We'll be keeping a close eye on the system to ensure its accuracy, but we're confident that this will help alleviate the issue. So the idea is to massively punish players for going next. Okay, this could backfire. You have to, this has to be said. So if the system sucks and it doesn't understand what's going on and you get tunneled to death or like something happens, then you might get a DC penalty, which is already kind of happening. There are like bots going around who instantly kill people and you actually get DC penalty for that. So that really does suck. And I hope this is not going to happen here, because if you can somehow abuse the system, that would be terrible. Absolutely terrible. But let's not be too pessimistic. If it works, good on them. But I still think there's so much to be done. I think honestly, yeah, well, I think you could do a lot to make this better. And like, yeah, just from the game, and make it just harder to go next in general without having like a penalty. On the other hand, we would like to reward players who stick out through those challenging matches, even when things take dire. We're moving forward with a new emblem-based multiplier that grants additional blood points during a following match, with the bonus stacking over consecutive trials. Oh, so if you behave properly, if you're a good boy, then you get bonus blood points. Not bad. I mean, kind of an honor system, if you will. Sure, not against it if it works properly. Why not? More blood points. Love it. Extreme hiding and body block prevention. Extreme hiding refers to survivors drawing out an unwinnable match by ignoring their objective and waiting out the clock. To combat this, we're changing the ways AFK crows operate, so they can more accurately identify when a player's deliberately avoiding engagement with their gameplay objective. Once the player receives crows, their location will be immediately revealed to the killer. We'll also be incorporating a feature that allows players to lose collision after receiving a third AFK crow, which should prevent instances of body blocking related griefing. Cool. Yeah, the crows are hilariously elusive. You probably know the thing where someone drops their mech in the corner of the map, and yeah, well, you don't get crows if you pick up an item, so outplayed, I guess. Pretty terrible at understanding when someone doesn't engage in gameplay, and making that better has a lot of potential, honestly, to kind of like alleviate a little bit of the extreme cases of just hiding in a corner, like move every once in a while, you don't get crows. Doesn't work that well. So, and anti-body blocking, that's cool. Definitely gonna help. Cool. Good job. Map offerings. We recognize that map offerings are a bit divisive. Some players enjoy them, while others fear they can grant an unfair advantage. The fact that they automatically bypass both map and RAM prevention system can also add to that frustration. Moving forward, map offerings will no longer guarantee the appearance of a given map, but rather increase its chance by 20%. Oh my god. What a time to be alive. What a time to be alive. You would think that this is like a little thing, Like, but holy shit, map offerings, they will be 1/5 of their strength. So if a 4-man still brings map offerings, you have 80%. So don't get that twisted. There's still a high chance, but at least they have to burn 4, right? And not just 1. We're also looking into making it so map offerings, as well as several other types of offerings, will remain a secret during load-in. That way, your decision to remain in the match will not be swayed by external factors. Wait, they don't want to show map offerings? Oh, okay. Actually, honestly, oh, that's gonna feel so bad after the game if you know that. I mean, you probably know, right? So, okay, you see a secret offering right now. On Survivor, there's spawn far away and spawn with your teammates. That's it. So the spawn far away one barely gets used. If you see secret offering and you load enough area of crawls, you probably know what happened, right? Like you see 4, I mean, okay, fair. I don't know how useful that is, but I guess. Spawn rules. Survivor spawn placements can have a significant impact on trial outcomes, an observation that has been repeatedly recognized by our community. It's become clear that survivors spawning separately and thereby covering more ground allows them to gain a notable advantage in completing their objective. We're changing the default spawn rules to ensure that each survivor will spawn within 12 meters of each other on the same floor. To accommodate for this change, shroud offerings will be adjusted accordingly. This is a huge change. This is a huge change, and I think a lot of people will not realize how massive of a change this is. So if you see one survivor, you kind of found the spawn, right? Especially if you have a fast-moving killer. They all spawn together, so if you don't split, you're probably doomed. Which I think, I don't know if this could backfire massively, because new players tend to not split. They tend to stick together. I mean, it's like, that's kind of like what you should do in a horror game. In a horror game sense, right? Like you're in a horror movie and you see, oh, I'm gonna split. I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick. And then they get murdered. You know that, right? So that's why I think instinctively a lot of players tend to stick together, but that's not very good in Dead by Daylight. So I don't know how that's gonna work. That might make the beginner experience really frustrating. But yeah, all right. See how that's gonna work. Improved AFK bot detection. Players that use AFK bots can be frustrating to have in your tower. We're working on improvement our detection system so that we can quickly identify and penalize them accordingly. That would be good, yeah. Bulk blood point spending. To speed up general blood rate activity, we're adding a button that will allow you to spend blood points in bulk. Wow, that's super good. Hopefully you can still kind of choose what you want though. Because oftentimes you kind of want things from a blood prep, but you still don't want to invest those 10 minutes. But having an option to spend them on bulk, especially after rank reset and your 4 million blood points, super good. Quest system. Previously announced last year, the quest system is part of a larger update to the archives and rifts. So expect more information in an article specifically dedicated for that. For now, know that we will be reworking the challenge system to reduce the grind and make it easier to earn rewards, increase the overall level of fun. So, more blood points, cool. More quests to get blood points, also cool. The quest system right now is pretty bad. Park loadouts in preview. After a successful round of A/B testing, we're allowing players to see their own loadouts while in lobby. Some players had this feature for years. It kind of shows how slow some things work with BHVR. But I guess things are moving. We believe these changes will be an overall benefit to Dead by Daylight's health, further establishing a positive gaming environment for all our players. We'd like to thank you for your patience and understanding during this time. We'll be back at our anniversary broadcast to recap part 1 and provide deeper insight into part 2 of our roadmap. So keep an eye out for the announcements. In the meanwhile, we're looking forward to hearing your thoughts and feedback. Cool. That is the update. Hopefully this is going to go along with bug fixes, which it probably will, including bug fixes for long-standing issues. Okay, I didn't read that properly. And then in phase 2 with anti-slugging, even more. So this is something that I don't think was even hit on here, right? No. Anti-slugging was not part of this. Okay. So that's going to be a thing. Anti-tunneling. Yeah, let's see how that goes. Anti-camping. Cool. MMR update. Love that. I think the MMR system is pretty terrible. Map and key item balancing. They're pretty useless as items. So that's something to look forward to. Keyboard and mouse on consoles. Why not? I mean, PCs have them. Custom game improvements. Love that. Big fan of that. Accessibility improvements. prestige reworks, reduced login steps. Custom game improvements, that has a lot of potential for sure. Let's see how far we go with this, but yeah, hopefully that's gonna help and make the custom games a bit better for hosting stuff, tournaments, showcases. I have a lot of those things coming. Yeah, exciting stuff for the Let me know what you think about this. Everything is delayed, so content is gonna be delayed, so they can work on this, which gets me very excited, to be honest. Map offering change is probably my favorite thing about this. Huge. Took so long. It took way too long. Let's be real. Took way too long. This should have happened 3 years ago. Finally here though, so I'm happy about it. All right, that was it from me. Thank you so much and see you around. Bye bye.